one I like a lot. What's our ideal Microsoft customer? The do's and don'ts. Well, let's start, Floris.
Go for it.
Well, our best client is the one that listens to us. So we are always trying to not be a supplier. We wanted to sit next to the client and look at it from the perspective of the client to the vendor. And all of what we do is based upon your interest as a client. So our ideal Microsoft client is a client that is really, really, really focused on cost optimization, license optimization, and willing to play the negotiation game with Microsoft. I think that's our ideal client. And to be very transparent, we have clients that fully are breathing and adapting to our proposition, and of course getting good results. And we have clients that are doing their own. So we sometimes give good advice and it gets ignored. But yeah, so ideally speaking, that's the client that's the most successful, the one that's focused on cost and license optimization. So specific brands also. When you are looking, for instance, in retail, clients are very focused on costs, and there we are often doing great stuff because they are listening well to our advice. Um, Typically speaking, clients that are using the cloud and are adapting the cloud and are further developing the cloud are often benefiting from our services. What's your view on this, Floris?
Yeah. So the one thing I want to highlight here is the one of the best ideal Microsoft customer that you can be is one that negotiates heavily while still maintaining a relationship. So many Microsoft customers believe that if you negotiate too harshly with Microsoft, that might hamper your relationship. And that couldn't be further from the truth. We've seen excellent negotiations being done with Microsoft, where the day after the contract was signed, everything was smooth and sweet as butter. It was there wasn't a problem. So you can't ruin anything by negotiating hard, and you should do that. So why won't you fight for what you believe you need? Um, that's the first point I want to make. And we've seen a couple of customers, Microsoft customers, our clients, do this to perfection. Even one that was telling me about the last time they did it and how they did it, and their result was magnificent. We weren't
Yeah,
even involved. It's still one of my favorite stories. They just stuck with what they believed was
yeah,
right for their organization, and they kept that stick in the ground. And after a while, Microsoft was like, "Sure, okay. Now that we're running out of time, just tell me what you need, and I'm gonna give it to you." That's the stuff you want, and it shouldn't be like, "Oh, maybe we shouldn't," because then they might get angry and they might terminate our services. They won't do it. We literally heard the CIO say this, and they won't. But yeah, getting through to them, it's more difficult.
yeah,
The second thing I want to highlight is again preparation. We always, when we do a session, we always come back to it. Like we started with it, optimization is the new negotiation. If you do that preparation incorrectly or not thorough enough, you don't know what you're going to negotiate. You're going to dance to the tune of Microsoft instead of dictating the tune that Microsoft needs to play to you. So make that preparation a key step in your process to arriving at the right bill of material that you want to give to Microsoft. leave no stone unturned and write everything down that you think might be important. How small it is. Just write it down. Tell it to Microsoft. See how they respond. Might be something so tiny for you, but they feel that if they get that off the table, that they've done you a service. And in return, you can ask for something back. Okay, I'm willing
Yeah.
to let that go, but you need to help me out on that other front. So in that preparation, nothing is too small.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because for me, this is just my personal opinion. It's very frustrating when the relationship with Microsoft is an argument to not continue any further. So very funny that you are stating that because that happens in 50% of the cases, and we see that the clients who typically negotiate, and of course act with respect, but be very consistent in the message they send to Microsoft, in the end get better results. So couldn't agree more on that. And also, if you are viewing this and you are not using our services and you are doing your negotiation on your own, keep persisting in your message. And relationship is something that is nowadays very important because Microsoft is one of the biggest software vendor in the world. But also understand that Microsoft is used to dealing with this. And relationship is often very, very important for both parties. But know that, for instance, that the commercial executive that you are dealing with is trained to handle with conflict, trained to negotiate under pressure, and is loving this until every minute of the last seconds of June. So, of course, respect the
Do the
relationship.
same. Enjoy it.
Do the same. Enjoy it. It's just the right. And when it's 1st of July, Microsoft team goes to their annual summits. They are energizing again, and they are back after the summer, and then everyone is forgotten the situation, and there is no hard feelings anymore. So negotiate, and keep persisting, and enjoy it because it's fun.